Hey guys, we're back with another episode of the FlexWork Podcast. And today we have a very special guest who is on a mission to help people figure out how to handle this idea of fertility and ovulation and planning. It is my pleasure to introduce everyone to Helen Denise. How's it going?
It's great. Thank you for opportunity. And I am delightful to be in your show.
So I have to tell you a secret on my side. My wife and I are going through this whole process of trying to start a family right now. I think I even mentioned this when we first reached out to you in our emails and our messages and everything. And it is way more complicated than I could have ever imagined. There's this whole process of like trying to find the right time, of like when you're supposed to have intercourse and when you're not supposed to have intercourse. There's planning with birth control and everything else that goes with it. And it has been a roller coaster.
I know.
And I feel like every doctor gives you different information. No one gives you the same answer, no matter how you go about it. And I wish there were simpler solutions out there for families that are going through this or people who want to genuinely start their family. But I'm sure you have your opinions on the current system and you know, things that you would want to express. And I'm, you know, from what I hear, it sounds like you're about to have a big relaunch with your products and everything that happens there. So let's share everything about your product and your opinions about this whole process of ovulation and timelines and everything.
Yeah, this is what I would like to let you know, that infertility is not an epidemic. Been in this field for 25 years. I absolutely can assure you it's a lack of knowledge. So if I knew 25 years ago what I know now, so it will be so easy for everybody. That's why 25 years I joined the mission, I call it mission, to make family planning simple and natural. And what I found many years ago, it's very easy solution. And I can share my secret.
Wait, so you're saying family planning isn't natural normally?
No, because first of all, when somebody wants to have a baby, you know, what they're doing.
Birds, bees.
Yeah, they, as usual, they try. The first step, they are trying. And they're trying in the middle of the women, in the middle of the months between menstrual cycle. Because we learn at school, me too, that you should have intercourse in the middle of between menstrual cycles, which is I found, which is not true.
Right. So the idea is that you have intercourse when the egg is ovulating, right?
Yeah.
When the woman's body. I mean, forgive me for any misconceptions of vocabulary. I'm still a man at the end of the day, so I could say some of this wrong.
Okay.
But you have to wait for the egg to come out, right? And that's when the male sperm can go find the egg.
Yeah, this is
right?
what I would like to share with your viewers, that each woman born with 700,000 eggs.
Oh, wow.
And when she starts to have menstrual cycles, each cycle eggs released. So that's why this is just what's going on. Menstrual cycle is not so important. Important the ovulation cycle. When I start to do it, now I'm talking about ovulation cycle because it's a period when follicular like formed and eggs mature, and the day 24 hours when eggs released, but the whole process. That's why you can observe it. And the most important, nobody talking, that ovulation cycle or ovulation day can have a place anytime between menstrual cycle, actually. And this is a problem. That's why I'm telling you that it's misunderstanding. I was at school. They said us have intercourse between menstrual cycles. Right. We count day 14. No. And nobody talking that if you're older than 27 and now women trying to have babies later, you can have whole cycle, ovulation cycle, once in 10 months.
Wait, what?
Once in 10 months.
But you still have a menstruation cycle.
But you have menstrual cycle because sometimes estrogen not high enough to have a mature eggs and to create follicular. But progesterone, it's another hormone in a woman's body, which is clean. You have bleeding.
Right.
This is the point. That's why, it's so many things we just don't understand. But the biggest problem, when somebody trying, woman, couple, they're trying to conceive 1, 2, 3 months and they could not, they're going and buying urine strips. And what they're doing, they're checking ovulation day, 24, 48 hours, urine strips, pee on the stick,
Right.
and they're doing between menstrual
Helen,
cycles.
we did all of that. So
I
I'm
know.
so familiar. My wife was peeing on the stick or whatever, and there was an app that was giving us dates and like
Yes.
charts that didn't make any sense, where there would be peaks and lows, and you're trying to figure out what any of this means. But so this idea that women can have an easier, natural way
Yes.
to understand their ovulation cycle.
Yes,
And this is what
absolutely.
you invented.
This is the point that, like being very successful, working for Swiss company on the top of my career, you only can dream what the life you have. And then before my birthday anniversary, actually, I almost died from pregnancy in tubes.
Oh, no.
And what I did like many other women, trying to have intercourse in the middle between menstrual cycles. And at the time I was almost 40. So the point is, when I tried several months, I couldn't conceive. And I decided I'm done, I'm finished. And then I have pregnancy in tubes. Now I have so much. And when I found that the whole idea, if I check my saliva each day, I know exactly when I have this cycle, not day cycle, 5 days.
Wait a second. How does your saliva give you this information?
This was shock me.
Yeah.
Because when it's happened with me, I got phone call from Europe from former boss, and he said me about that. And I did studies, researches, and I found that in 1945, Papa Nicolau in Spain, he found the phenomenon of a woman's body. That estrogen, it's a hormone actually, which produces in this ovulation cycle involved. And he found that he checked mucus, a woman mucus, and he found the changes happen during this 5 days of follicular development ex mature, and it was called Fern test. That's why when I heard about that, I couldn't believe it's so easy. Why nobody doing that? And then I found that in 1968 it was studied in Italy that mucus saliva is the same. That's why for me it was so simple, and I was very successful in business, and I jumped because I saw a big vision, that I can help each woman. That's why this is a long story. And this is a phenomenon of a woman's body. It's simple. That's why I always tell it now, saliva, it's your solution. And saliva is free. And what I did, I bought, at that time it was several devices available in the world. I bought all of them, and I checked, and my education diploma, engineer, I came up with my device. It means something exists, but it was device, but there was no knowledge. And knowledge I have and collected 25 years, a long journey. That's why sometimes I met doctors, they know less than I know. I had many doctors working with me during these 25 years. I have thousands of stories. I'm not talking about my friends' stories. I'm not talking about my daughter's story, who knew my mom very successful and famous, whatever, and suddenly she started to do something, FDA clearance, approval, but it's clearance for medical devices, right. House and foreclosure. You have no idea what I went through. And that's why she was thinking what she's doing, And when she was 29 and she planned everything, 5 years of fun, being married, and then she decided they calculate to make a baby. And after 6 months trying, she could not. It means 6 months she tried. Why? She had regular menstrual cycle. She tried to do in the middle of the months, and it didn't happen. And then finally she asked my device. And what I found later when we were on the doctor show, I believe, whatever show we were, and what we found that her husband said that I had intercourse in the wrong time. Because when I gave my device, in 2 months, she called me, asked, Mom, can you come to see us? And when they showed me picture, I didn't realize, what is it? What? I'm pregnant. So the point is she was 29. This is what I'm pitching. It means that if you have regular menstrual cycle, it's not mean anything yet, And the most important, a lot of women have thyroid problem, PCOS, and for them it's more difficult to conceive. For them it's absolutely they're blind. They don't know what's going on, That's why this is just what I found. It's so easy, and that's why it took so many years to go and to learn. And I have new devices to launch because it's a whole school, And
so you can buy this at a retail store?
Yeah, we were in big stores like CVS, Walgreens. Right now, what I'm trying to do, we put our product on Amazon back.
Okay.
We still have on target.com. And we're launching our new website because I would like to show more education because it's all about education, so.
So you have this at home.
Yeah.
And you test your saliva and it says yes or no that your ovulation cycle.
Yes. This is how it happened. This is a phenomenon of a woman's body because estrogen hormone actually created this cycle, mature eggs, follicular development, and it was found that it correlates with the woman salts in the body. That's why when the cycle started, cycle is usually 5 days, the amount of salts in a woman's body started increasing, and it's like salt. It was mucus. Now it's salt in the saliva. It's crystallized in the sorting pictures. That's why for me it was so simple. It's mean if you're not ovulating, nothing happening. You have a dots, all-time dots. If the cycle started, you can see more lines between the dots, is usually up to 3 days, and the day of ovulation when follicular eggs released. It's like fern leaf. That's why it was called in 1945 fern phenomenon. It's mean you see the pointed, and then day after it's going down again to dots. That's why this is show what's going on. And when sometime I was like, when I was older and using my device, I saw like dots, lines, and go dots again. It's mean estrogen was not high enough to produce the real ovulation,
right.
But also sometime why women who have regular menstrual cycle, like my daughter, they mislead it because progesterone hormone in a woman's body cleaning your body anyway, and you have bleeding. That's why they think, I have regular menstrual cycle, I can conceive. It's not so simple. That's why when I found this idea and start to do what I'm doing 25 years after FDA clearance, I call it approval, but it's clearance for years, I saw that there's just some things women should know. This is simple. And I met thousands of women, thousands of stories. And when I got FDA clearance, I sold my first device to 68 countries in the world.
Wow, 68 countries?
68 countries in the world. We were shipping through post office, and each time when we have order, I highlight in the post office, they gave me a list of the countries, and each time when we ship, I highlighted it. Long story, a long time ago, but I did it. And I saw its success. And at that time, I just had microscope, nothing else. And then I came up with idea, with software, like cleaning clothes, carry case, to make it private. It's a long journey.
So what does something like this cost?
Right now, we did some promotion on Amazon, $29.99, on our website, $49.99. But actually, the price, we come back to the same price, $49.99. And
what were the urine tests? I don't even know what those cost.
Oh, wow. The point is urine strips now, it's some cheap $15 till $50. And you don't need to buy, so it's a lot of devices now, different. Right. But you need to spend. When I start to do it, average of spending, like, to catch up or never catch up at $350. But the most important is stress,
Yeah, trust me. I know all about the stress that women go through during this process. So I guess in comparison to a urine test, is your test more accurate?
When we got FDA clearance, we compare my device, saliva, and urine strips. So the differentiation between our devices was 92%. That's why when we got this clearance, FDA put us 98% accurate. So it's mean, for example, 100 women using both devices, and only like 2 women did not pinpoint the right time. But also when you use saliva, you need to be very accurate how you use it, when you use it, But in 2014, because I'm behind that, I'm people laughing, but I 1,000,000% behind the idea what I'm doing. And that's why in 2014, we performed clinical studies in the city in Manhattan. It was clinic, 40 years old clinic, the first one, fertility clinic in the city. And we recruit girls from subway, bus station, whatever. And what we did, we gave them our device and they were checking saliva. Meanwhile, they had a woman who has IVF at the same time. And when they saw ovulation using our saliva, they had blood test and they had sonogram, ultrasound, whatever it's called. And it's almost 100% correlation. And it was published in Women Healthcare magazine 2014. It's I'm trying to prove and to show, to give credibility. I'm not talking about thousands of people, me being a user for 9 years. That's why this is just really, really accurate. This is the point.
So I know that there are people out there that rely on applications, like mobile apps and things to tell them when is the right time, when is the wrong time. So I remember when we did the P test, there was an app that we had to use, which, like I said, would have these crazy charts, peaks, lows, highs. I didn't understand any of it. But is there something like that for your stuff?
Yes, when I launched my company, this company, which we still have in 2009, I came up with a fertility app. And in 2013, it was first ever fertility app worldwide. And it was big news, ovulation test with app. Yes, we had app. And women who bought our device, they had special unique number in the instruction. And they could use our app, download. It was interesting app, which monitor everything for you. So then we decided to make it simple, light app. It's somewhere online, nowhere an app. But being in this and AI now, and I had a cartoon Eva, and it's my personality, but it's cartoon Eva.
There's a cartoon version of Helen?
Yeah.
And her name is
it was
Eva.
great. Yeah, it was created 14 years ago, and I never launched it. But my first website, Eva was talking. She answered the questions, and the website was, guys, listen by 1 year, women by 2, you know why, now you know when. Now we put back our cartoon, and we're working on the new app. Okay. A new app I plan to launch this year. And I'm watching all apps worldwide. The issue with all apps, it's algorithm projections. That's why it's very complicated. When you're using saliva, it's your substance.
Right.
It's app based on your unique result. That's why I still believe that the app, what we will launch this year, in 4 or 5 months, whatever, we're almost ready to do it. It's more accurate because it's you and it's not projections, not algorithms, not calculations. That's why I'm watching all these apps a little bit complicated. You need to put this. It's algorithm, projections. Saliva, it's you. It's your substance. And saliva tell you what's going on today. That's why a new app, it will be absolutely unique. It's menstrual cycle, ovulation cycle. You can pinpoint thyroid. You can pinpoint a lot of health issues. And Eva will be talking with you. We have doctor answering your questions. I want to do something that women love it because so many apps right now. And sometimes I don't want to download because my phone already messed up with all these apps. Yeah. We want something special, And this app, I don't want to disclose it, but 8 years ago, we filed patent and withdraw it. And 2 months before we launch it, we will file patent because it's still unique. So probably we'll talk more and we will do introduction of this app. But there's something which coming back. And I would like women to understand that saliva is great. Saliva, it's you. It's your substance. It's freedom of choices, peace of mind. Yeah, that's why I want more women to adopt this idea. Check your saliva. It's free. And good habit to check saliva each morning give you peace of mind. That's why as soon as in next 5-6 months, we see that women start to buy this, our simple device. And to see, because this is simple. New device we launch in a call Moment, MOM, capital MOM, Moment. It will be amazing. It means you monitor your ovulation menstrual cycle for 2-3 years. You can see what was before. You can talk with doctor. And we have doctor on our board. You can ask our doctor. That's why new website we're launching. You can ask any question. And in 24 hours, you have doctor answer the question. I want to make something simple, That's my whole idea. Because I saw many stories how women stress, what they're going, but it's very simple.
And can husbands also talk to this doctor and ask questions?
Absolutely.
So I can ask, what does this mean? I don't understand this.
You are. Because, on my website many years ago, a new website, I have whole page, men and fertility. And I can tell you a funny story. many years ago, like 20 something years ago, we had a podcast, radio podcast, and we were talking about that. And I said that one of the customers is a husband because they should have healthy intercourse, whatever. And you will not believe, we have a guy who came in the office and he bought 3 microscopes and asked, why you need 3? He told to all my girlfriends. So swear God story. Also, I had like years ago also, we had phone call, husband called. And he said, my wife all time has the fern leaf picture. What she is doing wrong? And I'm not a doctor, but this is sign of the problem. It's polycystic syndrome. I said him go immediately to doctor. So the whole idea when it's couple, it's for men and for women. Because like when you know that you have 5 days for conception, maybe once in 10 months, you have atmosphere, fireplace, dinner, whatever. And it shouldn't be stressed situation, stress time. It should be something simple. And you're not a woman, but I can tell you that almost each woman in the world, when she has delay with menstrual cycle, she bought pregnancy test. She had menstrual cycle next day. Almost each woman in the world had this experience. The same going on with ovulation is a mindset. And nobody talking about that.
It's the peace of mind that you get.
What's going on? The signal go from the brain to the ovary. You know? And it start produce this mature eggs, follicular. It's coming from the brain. That's why when women block their brain, they're stressed. And believe me, I had many couples which I mentor and they became pregnant right away. That's why you should not be stressed. This is nobody talking about. And I want to talk about that. Just women, you know, you have menstrual cycle delay, you have the same with ovulation. Just relax.
Yeah.
And try. And if you cannot conceive for 1 year, you have an issue. Or, like I mentioned, you have different pictures. You can see you have health issues, thyroid. I had interesting case like 2000, many years ago, whatever. The point is one of the friends, woman, she had second marriage. And she had 2 kids from the first marriage and she wants to have a baby. And she heard what I'm doing. I gave her my microscope. And she tried for 1 year. And she called me and she asked, listen, your microscope not working. I asked, what do you mean not working? This is the same microscope like in the clinic. This is just microscope to observe what you have. And like 3 or 4 months later, I was driving on the highway and I got some phone call and then I listened to the message. She became pregnant and she had thyroid problem. And when you have thyroid, it's estrogen like not so high enough and you have certain pictures dots. And she had surgery. She had 2 daughters. This is a real story. That's why, you know, like she pinpoint the issue. And because when you're young, you at least have something. It cannot be all time dots. Because, you know, it's up and down. Okay, you don't have ovulation firm test, but you saw that something going on, you know. That's why it's interesting. It's help you to understand what's going on and to see doctor in time. This is the point.
I didn't realize until just now. So this is a at-home microscope.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yes.
And you are able to test your saliva anywhere when you're traveling at home?
No. That's why I have some people who try to do the same. They create some microscopes. But our only one, actually patented, FDA-cleared, and legally in US, legally. Other people try to do online and sell, but nobody was on the store, never. We were everywhere. Like CVS and Walgreens, you can see credibility, Target right now, whatever. But the point is that it's one rule. And people who try to do in the cell the same instruction wrong. It's only one rule. First of all, you need to do it each day, even during menstrual cycle. And the second rule, you need to do it first things in the morning when you wake up, before brush your teeth, eat, drink, whatever. Because this is like basal temperature. Metabolism slow down and you have your own result, real result. So only once. Yeah, you can travel, you can have a case, you can take it with you, but you should do it first things in the morning. This is a rule. And people tell, you can, after you eat, 2 hours later. No. This is first things in the morning. That's why I recommend to have microscope in the bedroom And like I was a user for 9 years. And what happened, like I put saliva, I dressed, I eat, then I look at the picture, and I create the clean clothes by own saliva. I clean next morning and put saliva. It's very simple. I call it like good habit. It's you can travel, but you should have it test done only in the morning. And some people complain, we have bubble in the saliva. Okay, take it under the tongue, less bubbles. But this is a good habit. I went through on my own. And like a businesswoman on the back on my planner, I have all the charts stapled. So I see all my history, But now I have app. When I did it, there was no app. And I monitor by hand. But we still have, we have app, but we have also chart here because somebody don't like or don't have a computer, they can do by hand. It's the rule daily. Why? Because in 2005, I met a doctor in Austria, and he had a patient, 25 years old, and she had pain during intercourse, and she couldn't conceive. And he told me that if she will monitor her menstrual cycle and ovulation cycle when she was young, she could see some irregularities, and it can be treated. Also, another case in Europe, I believe in Germany, was interesting because one big celebrity, she tried, she couldn't conceive. And then she used microscope during the menstrual cycle. She has 3 kids.
Oh, wow.
And doctor couldn't believe, but it's not normal. It's not normal. But sometimes it's abnormal things help you. That's why the whole idea of saliva, you know what is going on. This is the whole idea. Look inside of yourself.
So if saliva is this magical thing that can give you all these results, is there anything else that anyone has discovered that saliva could tell you?
Oh,
like,
my God.
Can I test my wife's saliva to see when she's mad or when she's happy? Because I'll buy 5 microscopes right now.
It's interesting because I wrote article 7 years ago, saliva for your health. Even COVID was saliva test, yeah?
Right, it was.
It's a lot. It's more than several dozen saliva tests. Saliva, it's everything. Now, like somebody trying to do pregnancy saliva test. But new app, which we're creating, he took it from my mouth. In new app, women can monitor mood.
Mood, interesting.
Yeah, and they can
share it with their husbands.
Program,
So
they can.
I get a tip in the morning. Today is not the day to test your wife.
And they can program their activity. Because when women are ovulating, like menstrual cycle, they behave different. They can plan accordingly.
They sure do. Yeah.
But the one more device I have. It's a secret, but I have more devices after we launch Moment, doctor communication. I have more device for men and women. And this device for men and women, okay, this device will be app both used by men and women.
Okay.
I still not me, maybe somebody who will buy my company or whatever. I still want to bring this device. This will be for sure men and women. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know why.
Saliva apparently has all these magical properties.
Yeah.
Man. So right now, this is available on Amazon.
Yes, Amazon, our Novan.com, Target.com. I think Target, they have promotion now. It's $39.99. It's 3 places, but not in the store. I took out from all stores because I didn't see, first of all, I didn't know who was buying. Second, I found that it's not so enough sales because women who have a problem, they're going to buy. My idea, women who plan to have a baby, who just married, who just stop using birth control pills or whatever, who cannot use birth control pills, because I met a lot of women, they could not because of health issue or religion issue, They need to understand what's going on, correct? Then menopause women. I'm talking about this 20 years. And finally, on our new website, we will have page for women who are in menopause right now. So like Oprah a couple months ago, I saw she launched show for women and menopause stage. And I think, oh my God, I should talk with her because they again talking but they know for sure. I went through that. I know what is it. So that's why it will be page for menopause women. Then women who just after surgery, after birth of the child, you don't know what's going on. And I had so many women who had, it's called second infertility. They had first baby, And then second, they couldn't conceive because they don't understand that body changed. It's called second infertility, So that's why women who trying to conceive second time, or women who has the birth of the child and she breastfeeding. When she breastfeeding, a lot of women became pregnant. Why? Because they don't know what's going on. That's why when our customers who breastfeeding using our device, ask them to be patient, watch what's going on with your cycles.
Right.
Because they can see exactly when they came back to normal, That's why it's like a new website I will put who can be benefit from using saliva. So that's why, yes, it's not just urine strips for women who have a problem with conception. It's a problem. You need to be ready. Like women who now, I met a lot of women plan to marry or engage. So why not? Why not understand your body? And if you can see that you're not ovulating so often, expedite your pregnancy, plan something,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. You had a radio podcast several years ago.
Yes.
How does it feel today in 2025 being on a podcast?
What to tell you?
It's definitely different, right?
It's different. And it's put me back 30 years ago when I had my own show podcast. It's like a lot of good memories. And more important, this is a way to reach as many people as we can, millions of them. That's why I love what you're doing. It's amazing feelings, I feel like I'm young.
Right,
yeah, I love the studio and I love what you're doing. And I like that you're so committed, you're professionals. And I just only can wish you a lot of success. Not luck. Luck, it's not. You need to work hard to have what you want. I wish you good luck and dream big. It's your studio now. Maybe in the future you'll have your movie or whatever. Move forward, And I wish you a lot of good, visitors, interviews. It just
I appreciate that.
It's just interesting, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
Well, I'm going to be excited knowing that when you leave the podcast today, that you have good feelings, and you're always going to remember this place as a good place.
Absolutely, because you're in New Jersey, yeah, and I am from New Jersey. So, and because we finally, after 30 years, whatever, I decided to go back and be public and talking and pitching. A lot of interviews are already invited. And to go back, working with PR team who can reach a lot of media, I wish that you will be the new beginning for me, like a Helen. My nickname, Miss Ovulation. This I would like to count for myself, like the beginning for Miss Ovulation to go back on stage. And newborn, like I'm newborn now. It's me the second chance I got. And after 24 years, I see it's happening. That's why you will be my beginning. Okay. Deal?
Excited to be the beginning to help you retell your story. And I mean, for those of you guys who are interested in more information about Know When, there's a whole website that's coming out pretty soon. There's a brand new website.
No, it's now we have a website, and it's you can go Target or Amazon, and the website or brand Know When, which is KNOWHEN, 1 W. Sometimes people put Know When, but 1 W. And also story how I came up with brand name also. So it's a lot of stories. We'll talk. I will share a lot of stories, miracles I had in my life. That's why I believe it's a miracle. And
what about the members of the audience if they want to follow you? How do they learn more about you? Do they come find you on LinkedIn like I did?
Yes, actually, LinkedIn, I have my own page, Helen Denise, but also I'm like building page for company and for device. And it's interesting question too. We have our company YouTube, but I'm launching my own Helen Denise YouTube channel, and one more dream coming true, because in 2015, 1 month before TikTok launched, I create my blog.
Okay.
And I never launched it. And 10 years later, I'm launching in 1 or 2 months, whatever, when I have time, my blog. And the whole idea of the blog was to reach as many women as we can, because I'm blessed. I have a lot of knowledge, and it was about business life, beauty in and out, risk regrets, mentoring. And now launching this blog, And my whole idea many years ago to have videos, you know why, now you know when, for my product, and now I'm doing this. So when I launch it, we will put it everywhere. And the name of the blog, The Bees, The Bios, and The Buzz. So it's like, it's mean you can see when, and you can see Helen, because I will start to promote my blog and my YouTube channel too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, you heard it here first at FlexWork Studios. This is Helen Denise. Thank you so much for coming by. You've been great as a guest, so I can't wait to see all the other content that you put out there.
I cannot wait too, because it can be life-changing. Life-changing to all women from 15 till women 50, 55. And more stories to come.
Well, guys, I hope you guys some new hope from this process. I know I'm going to go learn more about this microscope after this episode, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Thank you. Thanks.